welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Choma, or you can also call me Chi. If this is your first time coming across my YouTube channel, you're welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. Please consider liking this video, sharing it, and also subscribing to my YouTube channel. So in my previous video, I promised I was going to talk about studying nursing in the United Kingdom. Okay, so this is like telling you basically what it entails. And without wasting much of your time, let's jump right in. So for you to be able to qualify and register with the NMC, you must have completed a minimum of 4,600 hours of work. Now, this 4,600 hours of work is made up of 2,300 hours of academic work and another 2,300 hours of practice work. So I'm going to start up with the academic side of it, okay? So for your academic hours, you make it up through lectures and assessments. So your lectures are usually a blend of online lectures and physical classroom lectures, okay? And you need to make sure you meet up with your attendance for you to, make up your hours. And then you also have your assessments. So your modules are assessed through essays, group work, M.Sc, and then you have your exams. And I will tell you that 85%, at least 85% of your assessments will be through essays. So yeah, you will also have to write exams, but trust me, not many of them. Like throughout my nursing studies, I've only written 2 exams. I think I only wrote pharmacology exam, and then I had my drug calculation exam, and then I did a bit of group work, and then I had my M.Sc. But every other assessment was through essay, and this is where most international students struggle, including yours truly. Yes, I struggled a bit in my first year with my essays because coming from Africa, I wasn't used to that kind of assessment, okay? So back home, we're used to exams and assignments where you're given a topic and you're asked to, discuss, you're asked to describe, you're asked to, explain, list, state, But then in this case, you're given a topic and you're asked to critically analyze it. You're asked to write from as little as 1,500 words to as much as 5,000 words on that topic. And you need to be critical and, you must need to be critically analyzing it all the way. And it's usually a bit much, how will I say, it's usually a bit too much at first if you're not used to that kind of exams, okay? If you're not used to that kind of assessments. So, but you always have the support that you need. You have your personal tutor, you have the lecturers, you also have your your materials in your study portal, the resources you can always, lay your hands on, and then you can get information that you need to help you to write that essay. So whenever you're struggling, and if you're struggling, don't die in silence, don't keep quiet. Please reach out to your lecturers, reach out to your personal tutor, and also make use of the materials available to you. It might not be easy at first, you might struggle, you might stagger a bit, but trust me, when you write one, you write another one. With time, it gets better. Yeah, you begin to get the hang of it, and you begin to understand what is needed of you. I will also say that for you to, fit into the, UK educational system, you need to brush up your computer skills, basic computer skills like typing, making use of MS Words, knowing how to use basic applications like Zoom, Teams, and all that, okay? So if you're not used to using all these applications, you might struggle a bit, but once you start, you can always, you pick up. It's just a gradual process. So I'm going to now talk about the practice side of it. So your practice hours made up of your simulations, and then you have your placements. So your simulations are like, environments are like mimic the real hospital environment, just mimic it as close as possible. Okay, and then you need to make sure you attend all these simulation sessions to get your hours. And then you have your practice hours, your placement practice hours. So this is where you're like sent to different healthcare settings, um, for you to gain more knowledge and also to practice what you've learned. So you can have a minimum of 4 weeks placement to as much as 12 to 13 weeks placement. So normally the last placement is usually the what you call the management placement. This is one that is usually at least 12 weeks of continuous placement in a certain clinical area. But your first placement might be like maybe 4 weeks or 6 weeks. So I think when I have studied, the minimum placement I had was 4 weeks, and all through my studies I've done 7 placements. If I can remember clearly, my first placement was in um, plastics and ENT ward, okay, and then I went over to GP setting. That's like the practice nurse kind of setting, and then I moved on to respiratory ward, and after respiratory ward, I did dialysis. Okay, after dialysis, um, I moved on to a private hospital that specialized in surgery. So did lots of orthopedic surgeries and also cosmetic surgeries like your liposuction and all that. I had a placement in that place, and then after that, I had a placement in A&E. Okay, this was one of my most. I think it was one of the placements I loved the most. A&E. I was in A&E for like 7 weeks, and after A&E, I now had my final placement and management placement in trauma and orthopedics. And in this place, I have spent over 13 weeks in this clinical area. So at the end of all this placement, you have like a logbook. We call it PAD document, meaning practice assessment document. So this document is like where, like when we do IT back home, you have like a logbook where you log in your everything you've been doing. The same thing with this one. So you have that your PAD document where you write things you've learned, okay, and then things you did, and then you're assigned like a supervisor and a mentor in each clinical area. You get a mentor and a supervisor who will be like, to guide you and also to assess you, and to make sure that you're progressing in your learning. So at the end of everything, you have to submit this document to the school. They will now take note of what you've done, and then also the hours you've completed in each of those placements. So each of those placements have a specific number of hours attached to it. So normally the 4 weeks placement have a minimum of 150 hours. So in the space of 4 weeks, you need to have gained at least 150 hours of practice. And then you have the 6 weeks. I think that one is usually 225 hours. And then you have as much as 700 and something hours in your last placement. So all these hours together will make up the 2,300 hours of practice you need to make up your these hours make up your practice hours. So all this now joined together, it's what will give you the 4,600 hours of work you need for your registration. Now, the good thing about the UK is most of your assessments are in line with the M.Sc structure. They're just following the M.Sc structure, so you do not need to write any other extra examinations after you've written all your school, or after you've written and passed all your school assessments. All right. So another thing I would like to point out is here in the UK, sometimes if you have, like, let me say for instance, you write you write an assessment the first time and you don't do well, you have another opportunity to write it. So it's not like back home where you fail a course and then you have to go and repeat. Maybe you have to go and repeat again. No, here if you fail the course, you're given another opportunity to write it again. And then if you now fail it the second time, that is when you'll be deemed to have failed the course, and then you have to repeat. Okay, but so they give you two opportunities to write the course and pass it. So if you write it the first time and pass it, good and fine. But then if you did not, then you have another opportunity to try again, and hopefully you do well the second time. So when you gather all these hours together, when you have all these things in place, then you make up your 4,600 hours. So like I said, you don't need to write any other extra examination to enter the register. So once the school exam body have sat and they have deemed you fit and qualified to, be registered, your name will be sent to the NMC, the Nursing and Midwifery Council. Your name will be sent to them, and then after a period of time, you will be sent your PIN. So that PIN is a set of numbers and letters. So it's like your license to practice now. So once you receive that PIN, you're now able to practice as a registered nurse in the United Kingdom. So I think that's basically, I think I've touched most of the things I wanted to talk about. But if there are any questions you have concerning this topic or any other topic you're interested in, please use the comment section and drop it for me, and I will try and attend to them. And if it's something I need to make a video for, I will do that. Thank you so much for sticking with me to this point. And please, like I said earlier in the beginning of the video, please like this video if you like this content and you want more of this kind of content to come your way. Please like it, share, and then also subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye.